Kizzy on the track.
The number 8, it's ruled by the planet Saturn, which rules Capricorn. It's an earth number with a masculine energy to it. There's different variations to the number 8, which is 17, 1 plus 7 is 8, and also 26, 2 plus 6 is 8. Though these numbers are similar, each one has a unique role to them, you know what I'm saying? But overall though, one thing that's definitely evident in people born with this frequency is that they're high achievers. You know, sometimes they could be very power hungry too, so they gotta be careful for that. But they do have high ambition, and they do see the overview of everything around them, you know? They know how everything works, they're business minded. But also though, on top of that, because it's ruled by Earth number, which is Capricorn, it also shows this 8 frequency. People born in this number, they could be very loyal and dedicated. You know, they're very grounded and solid. They have something within them that's very wholesome, that can relate with the world. But however, they're not completely whole because they're not a 9, it's an 8. Still, one more number off. So because of this, sometimes they be in conflict, and this love could be mixed with money and business. And here could be the conflict where everything lies, you know? And they could be trapped in this. This 8, when you flip it horizontally, you see the symbol, the infinite. And normally with this symbol, you normally see the serpent, a serpent chasing its tail actually, showing that suffering, you know what I'm saying? And you can see it the 8 frequency because it lies between the 7 and the 9. And that 7 plus a 9 is 16. And when you double up that 8, 8 plus 8 is also 16. And the number 8, you know, can sometimes feel that energy or radiance of the 16, though it hasn't manifested itself. And you know, the number 16 represents the number of the downfall, of destruction, you know, the Tower of Babel. With that number like this, a number of materialism, so 8s can feel that energy right there, especially being between the number 7 and the 9, you know what I mean? The number 16 can have a very strong magnetism to materialism, and people born this number can use that money for negative purposes, and that could be the problem. And 8 being derived from that frequency, you know, can feel that suffering. With that serpent chasing its tail, you know, with the serpent, they have a lot of wisdom. And the native Capricorn, they have a lot of wisdom as well, and they tend to be attracted to occultism and mysticism versus religion. So with that being in mind, people born the 8th, they could derive from this in their past life and dabble into this kind of stuff. So this is why sometimes they could feel suffering. You know, with great power comes great responsibility, you know, that kind of a thing. So with that being in mind, you know, people born the 8th in their past life, they could have dabbled into something and made a mistake here and there. So when they come into this existence, they could receive some kind of karma. And you can see that with, you know, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, and, you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine. In some shape or form, they lost somebody significant in their life, you know. Kanye West losing his mom, you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine, I believe, lost his father. Nicki Minaj, you know, had an incident, you know, with her older brother, actually, I believe, that got into some kind of incident. So there's always some kind of suffering with people born the 8th, or that 8th frequency, relating with family, and it's just something that attached with them as a karma, you know what I'm saying, that they got to deal with. And actually, you know, looking back, actually, when I just did Bruno Mars' video, and he's born the 8th as well, and he did lose his mom too, so it's just a suffering that's there, you know what I'm saying? But also, not to mention, you know, people born the 17 and 26, as for them, the suffering probably won't be as dramatic as what an actual person born on the 8th goes through, but however, though, they do go through their fair share too, you know, like, you can see like Eminem, for example, but one thing that's facts, though, one thing with the 8s, though, they're really good at making money, and they're really disciplined. And they're definitely always there for their family and always provide, and also for their friends. That's definitely true. But let's get into it. Let's look at 2018. 2018. 2 plus that 1 equals 3. Plus that 8 equals 11. You see that massive number 11 frequency, which complimented Cardi B, cause she's born the 11th. But when you break down that 11, 1 plus the 1, it equals 2. Now when you apply this number 2 with people born the 8th, it gives us 2 different type of frequencies. One of reoccurrence and one of fortune. So this means, you know, people born the 8th this year, they should have stumbled upon a lot of money, you know, they should have had a lot of success this year for all the hard work they put out throughout all the years, you know, accumulated. But however, also, there's also this reoccurrence as well, meaning like, if they didn't act accordingly, a hard karma would have been received because the 8 is attached to a high spiritual vibration. It represents the infinite. You know, you see it's between the 7 and the 9. And the number 7 is attached to spiritualism ruled by Pisces. And the number 9 is the number of humanity. So with this 8 being in dynamic right there, it's the number of justice. So people born the 8th have to be humble. If not, you know, they could receive a heavy karma. And you know, you can see Tekashi 6ix9ine, Nicki Minaj, and Kanye West. They definitely got their fair share of karma, you know, throughout the years, but definitely this year they were talked about a lot, you know what I'm saying? And you can see with Kanye West in the beginning, you know, he dropped a lot of songs, you know, College Dropout, Graduation, you know, very positive vibration, uplifting our consciousness and vibrations, but then all of a sudden switching, becoming very materialistic, and then now all of a sudden supporting Trump. You know, you see he's very conflicted, and also not to mention, you know, with him, you know, exposing Drake and putting out his secrets out there, you seem like now all this karma's coming back to hit him in reverse, you know. At times he suffers a lot, you know, for his significant other. A lot of people get at him for that, so there's a suffering there. And also not to mention, you know, with Nicki Minaj, you know, she's going through a lot too. You know, her brother went to prison this year, but also, you know, you've seen how she got at Cardi B. And you know, that should not be, you know what I mean? She dropped an album this year and it was anticipated. So with that being in mind, if she had just kept cool and humble, along with Kanye West, you know, he also worked with about 2 or 3 artists this year, Nas, I think, Pusha T, Cudi. So if they just kept humble and dropped their LPs, they would have been straight. But because, you know, they went over that and they started talking about this and that, it kind of overshadowed the hard work that they put out. And this is the kind of problem, they should have done that. You know, they should let the wheel of fortune take in and then taking all that money and just be humble. But you see now that reoccurrence took effect too though. And you know, they had that little suffering because of the karma and consequences. But also with that reoccurrence, it definitely would have solidified Kanye West and Nicki Minaj, you know, because they've been in the game for a long time and they definitely put a lot of hard work with their skills. So with this being in mind, this year, when they have kept humble, you know, their hard work would have spoke for itself. You know, with Kanye West working with like 4 artists this year, like I was saying, and Nicki Minaj dropping that LP, you know, it was really anticipated. So that would have brought them back up and kept them at a positive spot. Especially, you know, all the negative talks that was talked about in the past. So that would have just been brushed off, you know what I mean? So this would have definitely been a perfect time in 2018, you know, with that 2 energy room with that 8 Capricorn. And you know, Capricorn being the goat, always want to be on top, you know, liking that bread. So that 10th frequency definitely would have complimented them and did them justice, no pun intended, for 2018.
You are now